Reading from the Gospel of John. Philip said, "Lord, show us the Father. That will be enough for us." Jesus replied, "Don't you know me, Philip, even after I have been with you all this time? Whoever has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, 'Show us the Father'? Don't you believe that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? The words I have spoken to you, I don't speak on my own. The Father who dwells in me does his works. Trust me when I say that I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Or at least believe on account of the works themselves. I assure you that whoever believes in me will do the works I do. They will do even greater works than these, because I am going to the Father. I will do whatever you ask for in my name, so that the Father can be glorified in the Son. When you ask me for anything in my name, I will do it. If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will send another companion who will be with you forever, the companion of the Spirit of truth, whom the world can't receive because it neither sees him nor recognizes him, but you know him because he lives with you and will be with you. I won't leave you as orphans. I will come to you. Soon the world will no longer see me, but you will see me. Because I live, you will live too. On that day you will know that I am in the Father, you are in me, and I am in you. Whoever has my commandments and keeps them loves me. Whoever loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love them and reveal myself to them. Thus ends the reading of the Word.
Yes, we are.
So, this week, I talked last week about why I am a Christian. This week I'm talking about why I am a Methodist. And it's very hard to kind of begin that discussion. And I tell you, I've tried 3 or 4 different ways to figure out how I'm going to present this to you, but I'm just going to punt, okay? When I first had my first interview with the Board of Ordained Ministry in 2009, when I was going to be a candidate for the ordained ministry in the United Methodist Church. Now, you all know that I've been ordained since 1983 in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ, but in order to be ordained in the Methodist Church, there's a whole other process that one has to go through. And I really didn't have to opt for that, but I decided that I needed to commit to the United Methodist Church in that way. So, when the Board of Ordained Ministry said to me, "Why do you want to be a Methodist?" I said, "Because the Methodists want me." Now, some might think that was a flip answer, but it was the first thing that came into my head. John Wesley is an incredible personality, and I know that there are some folks who just don't think they can figure him out, but I just love the way he thinks. He's a practical theologian. He's a man of the heart, and I am drawn to him. I am drawn to the way he thinks about how we should live our lives and how we should live out our Christian faith. He is methodical. As a matter of fact, when he was at Oxford with his brother and his other cronies, they were called the Holy Club. And because of how they did their religion and how they did their spirituality. They actually, instead of concentrating on the statutes of the church, because they were Anglicans, of the Church of England, instead of concentrating on the statutes that were dictated at Oxford, they decided to forget that, and they went out into the community, into the prisons, into the poorhouses, and ministered to people there. They gave food to the hungry, they visited people who were in prison, and they gave out of what they had to the poor. Woo! What a concept! This John Wesley is one who said, you know what? I think we need to renew the church. The church is in need of a change, of renewal. He wanted to help people remove themselves from the static motions, the sterile activities of church that had been going on for 1,000 years. In other words, people were not allowed, really, or encouraged, really, to seek after being partners with God in their own salvation. People were to leave it to the priests. The priests would see to the well-being of your soul. You didn't need to worry about yourself. John Wesley said, that's sterile. That is no participation faith. That is static. That is no movement, no connection between God and humankind. People are just going through the motions. He said, we need to connect with God in our hearts. And so what he embarked upon with his brother Charles and with Whitfield, they embarked upon the heart religion, the heart faith. And they tried to help people understand what their part was in being connected to God. Now, he had some steps. And I don't want you to get all like in a dither over the steps, because I'm going to explain them to you, okay? The first step was for us to recognize God's grace. Now, God's grace, he said, is the even before grace of God. God's grace, the prevenient grace of God, the already grace, the even before grace, that God bestowed upon humankind that cancels any notions of original sin. So anybody who was wallowing in that, thinking they were rotten, John Wesley said, done. Over. God has taken care of that. Grace has been poured out over all of us. Next step. When we recognize and realize that God has given us this incredible pardon, this incredible love, then ours is to respond to God. Ours is to turn to God. Now, a lot of you know, anybody know what the formal word for that is? I know everybody hates it. Repent! We're more nervous about repenting than everybody thinks to repent means to turn away from sin. We're all rotten. And John Wesley said that we're all sinners who fall short of the glory of God. But it means more than turning away from sin. It means to discover who we are in our relationship with God and turn toward God. Seek out our connection with God. The next step is faith in Jesus Christ. The next step is to realize that we don't have it not. That we aren't the begin all and the end all. That we really need God in our lives. And to understand that the way we connect with God is through Jesus Christ. We confess our faith in this incredible person of God, in this second person of the Trinity, in this incarnate God, in this Emmanuel God with us, in this one who loved us so much that he thought he would To confess our faith in that one. To confess our faith in that one who promised to be in us and with us is the next